guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, if you have been following me on Facebook, you'll know that I was recently in London with my husband. This is the third time we've been there, and I did a little bit of Harry Potter stuff while I was there, and people seemed to be interested in that, so I thought I would do a video on our Harry Potter experiences. This isn't really Disney, but I do Universal trips as well, and Harry Potter is in Universal, so it's sort of applicable to what I do. Now, okay, our Harry Potter experiences. So I'll start with 5 years ago, we went to the Warner Brothers studio in Hollywood. We took a tour there and we got to see a lot of the props that were used in the movies. It was awesome, among other things, obviously. Like the Ellen set, that was another one of my favorites. We got to see a lot of props from the Harry Potter movies, including I got to be sorted with a sorting hat, and I was Gryffindor. Thank God. I was like Harry in the first movie, and I'm like, not Slytherin, not Slytherin. And then it's Gryffindor. Thank gosh. So I'm officially a Gryffindor. So we did some Harry Potter stuff there. Very cool. Now, the filming was not actually in Hollywood, but they do have a lot of their props. And we have also been to Universal Orlando, where we saw the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and it is absolutely phenomenal. I highly, highly recommend it. You have to see it. What they did with Diagon Alley specifically is so amazing. I think it is actually better than the real filming set, which I'll get to in a minute. I'm going a little bit out of order here, but Diagon Alley is so perfect because everything is appropriately scaled. The Butterbeer is amazing. Try the Butterbeer cold. I didn't try it hot. We were there. It was like August when we were there, and it was super, super hot, so I was not about to have hot Butterbeer. I did have it frozen. Frozen isn't that great. I don't know. I feel like you can't taste it as much because it's like your tongue gets numb. So I highly recommend it cold. If you want to ride the Hogwarts Express, so part of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is in Diagon Alley, and part is in Hogsmeade. So it's split up between Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, and it's connected by the Hogwarts Express. If you want to ride the Hogwarts Express, and if you want to visit both parts of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, even if you just want to ride the Hogwarts Express and you don't want to get off, you must have a park-to-park ticket. Or you can only visit one of the parks, and you cannot ride the Hogwarts Express. So definitely check that out. They have Ollivanders, they have Weasley's Wizard Wheezies, that's really hard to say, Leaky Cauldron, Three Broomsticks. They have so much stuff. It is absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend it. Now, moving on to the London side of things, we went on, now that was not this time we were in London, but the time before, we went on a Warner Brothers studio tour, Leavesden. And Leavesden is a little town outside of London, and that is where they actually filmed the Harry Potter movies. So in order to get there was a little bit of a pain, but it was totally worth it. We did not do a tour. I prefer to do things on our own because I find with just being my husband and I, we tend to go through things a little bit quickly. And if we were to do an actual tour, we have to sit and wait for people, and then it's more time. And if we want to stop and do something separately, you just don't have the freedom. So we prefer to do things on our own. So we took a train out of London, and then at the train station, there were buses. And you could get on the bus, and it had this, it said right on the side that it was for the Harry Potter studio. It was very easy to figure out. A whole bunch of people were there. So it was not at all confusing. So then we got on the bus, and then the bus took us to the studio. And at the studio, we got to see everything from the Harry Potter movies. We went in the Great Hall. We saw what is it actually called? The thing that separates the gems for each of the houses when they're getting points in the different colors. We saw that. Costumes from the movies. The Gryffindor common room. We saw so many things, you guys. We saw so many things from all of the movies. The inside of the Burrow, the Weasley's house, and they had some magical stuff going on. You could see like a pot was washing itself, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend that as well. It is, like I said, it's outside of London, so it did take a little bit of time to get there. They have Butterbeer there as well, and it's seemed to us anyway. I haven't like found it officially, but I think it's the exact same butterbeer they have at Universal Studios. It tasted the same. That's where I had it cold instead of frozen. It was so good. You can see outside they have the night bus. You can see the outside of Lily and James Potter's house, where they have the hole in it from when Voldemort was actually in there and he killed Harry's parents. You can go in and see the Dursleys' house, where all of Harry's letters were coming in the first year when they were trying to stop him from getting the Hogwarts letters saying that he's a wizard. You can see that. Guys, it's amazing. You really have to see it. Now, I mentioned Diagon Alley. You can go through Diagon Alley where things were filmed. Now, I thought the one in Universal was better because of the scale. The Diagon Alley in Leavesden, it's a lot smaller and closed in, and like it seemed darker. In that, I'm assuming has to do with how it was just necessary for the filming. So that is very impressive on Universal's part, that they managed to make their Diagon Alley better than where it was actually filmed. But super cool to see both things. It was absolutely awesome. You can see the model of the Hogwarts grounds where, and I think I'm not certain, but I think that's where they filmed the overhead shots, like in the beginning and the end of the movies. That's awesome. Now, this last trip to London, I finally managed to go to King's Cross. I've been wanting to do that since the first time I was there. I should also mention, you can see Millennium Bridge, I think is what it's called, and that is when the Dementors are flying in London, and you can see the bridge twisting. That's the bridge. We've seen that several times as well. That's kind of by the London Eye and sort of by Big Ben and Houses of Parliament. But this time we went to King's Cross. It's in northeastern-ish London. So we had to take a couple of subways to get there. And then once you get there, first of all, the train station is cool. It's very modern. Very, very cool. Now, where it was actually filmed, I think my husband said was between... Oh, my lights. I think my husband said it was actually filmed between platforms 3 and 4 or 4 and 5. But there's an area on the side, so you don't have to pay for a train ticket. You can see it says platform 9 3/4, and they have a whole operation set up, and you have to get in line. We actually had to wait outside, and then they call in groups of 10 people, so you're not blocking the hallway. And then you wait outside, they call you in, and then you wait in another line near the actual platform. And in the platform, on that area where the platform is, they have a trolley that's half going into the wall. They have an assortment of scarves that you can try on. They have somebody to take your picture, a bunch of wands you can choose from, and they take your picture as you're going into platform 9 3/4, and somebody's there to lift up your scarf as you are going through so it looks like you're going through the platform. They did some really fun poses, some groups that had a couple of people they did a bunch of cool stuff with. There's also a Harry Potter store right there that has some really cool Harry Potter merchandise. Actually, we looked at that as well. So that kind of completed my Harry Potter experiences in London. And that's what my husband and I've done. We've done Universal Orlando, which, like I mentioned, I can book trips there. If you're interested, definitely let me know. We did the Warner Brothers Studio Tour in Hollywood, and we did the Warner Brothers Studio Tour in Leavesden, London, and then King's Cross, of course. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is a little bit different, but people seemed kind of interested in the Harry Potter stuff when I posted it on my Facebook page. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, guys.